look at Sue's hair, and if you agree with me, I think it makes her look younger, right? Don't you guys think it makes Sue look younger?
Thank you so
Carol,
much.
hey bud, how you doing? So I have announcements and fun things and interesting things too to talk about today besides nutrition, and we can always, that's our priority. And
yeah, cool.
Yeah.
Hey V, how you doing, babes? I have got 9 on. Say hello. I've got 11 on. You guys are amazing, my lovely lovelies. I have made Jack's bread, and it's going to be ready in 1 minute 35 seconds. So I'm going to run and get it out of the oven and video that, and then I'm going to bring it in here so you can see it, and then run about and let it cool. And then Wink's going to do the rest.
So a quick tip, I think you probably know, but when you take it out, you want it to cool for 20 minutes before you tip it out of the pan.
Yeah.
Okay, just definitely.
I've got that.
I'm sure you remember.
I do. No, it's not. Yeah. It's got 1 minute. I'm going to run and video it. Hi, Kira. Hi, Lynn. Hi, Laurie. How you doing?
Hi, Jack.
Hey, how's it going, Mr. Wank?
Good, thank you. I bought myself a bottle of rum today and some vanilla Coke, so I could...
There you go.
My healthy husband.
You inspired me.
Hey, wait a minute.
I got a big cigar as well.
Oh, hi, Deborah. Say hi. Let us know where you're all coming in from, because we've got new people joining all the time. I don't know if some of you have heard, I'm about to take Jack's bread recipe out of the oven. I've got 25 seconds, so I'm going to let Jack hold the fort while I video that bit, and then I can stick the recipe up. It's smelling nice, and then I shall bring it in here and show you, and then I shall settle petal. So just to let you know, any questions that you have, can you please put them in capitals so that I can find them when I'm scrolling up and down. That's my bread alarm.
That's your bread alarm.
So excited. I'm going to see you in a minute. I'll leave you, Jack, to hold.
Okay. So many of you know, we're going to do a 3-day juice cleanse in my clinic with a number of the members of our staff, and I had to take the juice out of the freezer. And so I'm just going to show you this little picture here so you can see that I can put them over here, I guess. Sue's not here for now. But they are thawing. I was informed by Jennifer that I needed to make sure that they got about a good 2 hours of thaw time before I put them into the refrigerator. Otherwise, they would still be frozen tomorrow. So I don't want that. Anyway, so there they are. They're getting 2 hours of granite time. So I just put that up in the corner. And there we go. So it's called Juice by Julie, J-U-S with the accent over the U, Juice by Julie, and it's a 3-day cleanse that we're doing. I've never done a cleanse before. I'm not sure I need a cleanse, but I wanted to be supportive of those that are doing a cleanse in the clinic. So I volunteered myself as a guinea pig to jump in and do that as well. So it's going to take the place of my 2 days of fasting this next week. So I won't be fasting tomorrow. I'll be drinking just the juice. The caloric content of each day's of juice should be about 450, I guess, calories. So if you go 3 days and then you only take in 1,500 calories, that's probably pretty similar to going 2 days fasting and then eating the other day. So I think it'll work out just fine with me. All right, let's see what you got. Oh, you did a round one.
Yeah,
is that a round
it didn't
pan?
fit in my tin. I think my tin is why can't I ever get this? There you go, look at that.
It looks fantastic.
It does. And it smells lovely. I used 3 wholemeal flour, 1 almond flour. Then I put 1/3 of a cup of flaxseed. Mm-hmm. And then I made it up to 1/2 cup using some whizzed up mixed seeds and some chia seeds.
Okay, it sounds good.
Then everything else to your recipe. And it smells lovely. Oh, right, I'm trying to hold it up without burning myself.
Yeah, don't burn yourself.
But look, you can see it's kind of bendy.
And you sprayed the inside of the pan with a little veggie oil so that it wouldn't stick, right?
Right, I've got some silicone paper at the bottom, which is cut to fit this tin, and it's a spring tin.
Okay.
So I'm going to spring it out, because I lined the bread one, but I thought that's going to be over the top before it even bakes, so it's going to kind of fall all over the side as it rises. So I thought I'd bung it in here.
Well, that should be fun.
Doesn't it look nice?
It really looks delicious. I can almost smell it from here.
I know. It smells gorgeous. It smells really sweet with all that maple syrup in it. It's going to be delicious. Absolutely delicious, okay. I think.
I can't wait to hear how you... I just hope that you didn't make a brick. Didn't you say that your bread always turned it into lumps of brick?
It isn't. It's if I can...
No, I'm hoping this one is not a brick.
No, look. Can you see it moving?
Yeah, look at that. That's perfect.
It's like rubber bread. Yes! I'm so excited.
Okay.
Right, Winky Dinks.
Yeah. That should
come
be...
and take this from me, darling?
I bet that's going to turn out fantastically.
I bet it is as well. I'm going to do a video of it coming out, and I might have to run off in 20 minutes. Right, if I put that down there and give you those. No, it's hot.
I poured myself hot. Vanilla Coke. It tastes like Texas.
It tastes like Texas. You're so naughty.
Why not?
Why not? Why not? It is Sunday. It's so windy, it's blown my hair all over the place.
Well, we like your hair up in a bun. I tell you, I think it makes you, not that you didn't look young before, but I think it takes years away. I think it makes you look a lot younger. I don't think I'm the only one. Anybody that thinks that Sue's hair up like that makes her look younger, thumbs up. Let's see a thumbs up.
Ooh. Kelly, it's the recipe that Jack gave us on the last call. And I've been meaning to make it ever since, and I just thought, I've just about got enough time to do it before the live. So, yeah, thank you. Robin says, super cute hair, Sue, thank you. I tell you, when it was down, it was flat here, and then it kind of went up like that, and then down like this. So I had this Coco the Clown looking thing, and all frizzy at the back, and I went into my son's bedroom. He had a friend round and just roaring with laughter and went, have a look at this. My son's
You're getting some thumbs up over here.
Excellent.
You're running about, of all viewers, 20% are giving you a thumbs up.
Yay!
Other 8 are just acting like sore heads, not thumbs upping you. No, I'm kidding.
Not thumbs upping you. Yes, I've got some thumbs up there.
Have we had a thumbs down yet?
No.
He's not so dedicated. He's always having a day off.
He's having a day off, or he hasn't caught up with our thumbs down fan is not caught up with our new schedule yet.
Hey, DW, put a thumbs up for Sue's hair.
Deborah.
Need a thumbs up. Thumbs up.
Hi, Kelly. So Jack's bread is 4 cups of wholemeal flour, but you can change one of those 4 cups for a different flour. I've used almond flour, but you can use garbanzo flour, you could use coconut flour, you could use rice flour, you could use spelt flour, you could use any other kind of rusticy flour that you like. It's got 4 teaspoons of the quick rise yeast, the stuff you use in bread machines, 1 teaspoon of salt. It has, you can also add, and I have added kind of a mixture because I can never just do one thing, but 1/3 to 1/4 cup of flaxseed. So I added 1/3 of a cup of flaxseed, and this recipe is going to go up on my channel because I've videoed it. And I made it up to 1/4 of a cup using some mixed seeds and some chia seeds. Then it's got 1/3 of a cup of maple syrup in it. And then you add 2 cups of warm water and just mix it. And then you turn your oven on to preheat for 20 minutes. And while you're doing that, you let the bread rise for 20 minutes. Then all you do is stick it in a tin. It's a 1.5 litre tin. Mine was a bit small, so I had to improvise with a round tin. And then you bake it at 375, which is 190 degrees Celsius or gas mark 5 for 40 minutes. And then you take it out.
I think it's 390 degrees.
Oh, not according to my... Hang on, I took a picture of what you said. Maybe that's right. Anyway, it's come out all right. Four oars, four oars, four oars. Done. Let's have a look at this one. Oh, yeah, 390. You're right, 390 degrees, which is, I think, 190 Celsius and gas mark 5. Then when you take it out after 40 minutes, you let it cool for 20 minutes, then you take it out of the tin. So, of course, I haven't put the thing on, but I can look. It's been out for 6 minutes, so I will set a timer, and then I'll run around and do that as well. So, yeah, so I'll put the video up for you so you can see it being made. But smells and looks fabulous, so I'm sure it's going to taste lovely too. So that's the kind of bread it is. It's Jack's famous bread that he was eating during our last short. Well, it's Dr. Kira's asking why we're calling you Jack now.
Well, it's pretty much my name. You can call me Dr. Gilmore if you want, or in this particular group, you all can call me Jack. I feel like we're close enough. I don't have a problem with that.
There you go. Because Jill told me that there were about 150 John Gilmores in your family, and she just went, do you know what? I'm just going to call you Jack from now on, and your name is now Jack. And so when I arrived in Texas, she was talking about Jack, and I thought, who's Jack? Then she explained it. So obviously we calling him Jack, and I see Dr. John Gilmore, and then I'm going Dr. G, Dr. Gilmore, Dr. John Gilmore, and Jack. So that should clear up the confusion. I don't know what the bread's called. I'm calling it Jack's bread.
You can do that. That's perfectly fine. It's just bread. It's bread. That's it. That's it's your bread. Make it your own. If you put if you mix your own, use that other full cup of flour, and you find something that you like, you can name your own bread. How's that?
Yeah.
You can call it what you like.
Yeah, absolutely. So.
Yes, we're Jack and Jill, Patsy. That's right. That's exactly right. We're Jack and Jill. So here's a strange story. We have a friend named Hood. That's his name. He's named after an old Civil War general, and his name is Hood, and his wife is Robin. And so you know where I'm going with this. So one day, Jack and Jill had dinner with Robin and Hood, and we just had the biggest laugh about all of that.
I bet you did. My parents were called Jill and Bill, which isn't a nursery rhyme, but it's a bit of a Jill and Bill. And my friend, actually, Finian's friend that he's had round today, his mother is called Erin, and his father's called Aaron. But in America, they pronounce Erin, Aaron, so they're Aaron and Aaron. So, of course, and she's American and he's English. So, it's a bit of a confusion there. So,
I think if it's Erin, here we think of that as a female name.
Yeah.
Erin. Yeah. But Aaron would be the male Aaron, typically.
Yeah. And so how do you pronounce Erin then in the States?
There's Aaron and Erin.
There you go.
Like running an errand would be in between.
Yeah. So it's very, very similar, and when they go to the States to see their American side of the family, it gets very confusing. But here it's Erin and Aaron.
Oh, and Debs is asking if I got her snowman pictures. I got 2 snowman pictures, Debs. They both look very similar. Maybe I can get those out here in a little bit and show your snow. She made vegan snowmen for us, which I thought was pretty cute.
Yes, I saw that one.
Did you get one too? Okay.
Yeah, so she sent me that one, and Laurie sent me a video of virtually no snow whatsoever because they haven't had any snow, and I passed that on to Jill to show you.
Okay, so I'm going to see if I can't find the snowman picture. Here we go.
Robin's talking about gluten-free bread. In my video, I do have some gluten-free flours, but every single time I've tried to make a gluten-free bread recipe, it comes out like a murder weapon, like a house brick. So I decided, as I was doing a video to show you how to make bread, I I didn't really want to make a murder weapon. I'm going to practice that because I'd really like to make a gluten-free one that's actually really tasty, that rises and, is like bread rather than like a brick. So, I mean, rice flour is gluten-free, almond flour will be gluten-free, coconut flour, hazelnut flour, garbanzo bean or chickpea flour, that will all be gluten-free. And spelt flour, I think, is gluten-free.
Not sure about the spelt, but you may be right. So there's Deb's snowman on my side of the picture. If I put something on Sue's side, it doesn't show up for Sue.
Yeah, let's see if I can go on.
I can put it in the middle, but it still won't show up on your side. Unless I wish I had a way to put it on Skype and then it would show up on both, but I don't. I can't add things onto Skype the same way.
I'll look you up. Dr. John Gilmore, live, no. Every time
but that's
I click on
cute,
live,
Debs.
cancel.
It was cute.
I'm going to just show you that now. Because it should be showing. Oh, I've got an ad to skip through. Sorry. I'm skipping through your ad. 1 second.
Things onto Skype the same way. Little lag there.
Yeah, it's not showing up yet. Oh, right. Okay. There is Debs's vegan snowman. You can just see him.
There you go. Cute? There you go.
He's
pretty
got
cute.
broccoli
pretty
buttons. Cute. He's looking very good. And
yep.
Debs had some vegan sushi for lunch the other day, which I have to say sounded fabulous. Yeah, Kira sent me a video of her dog just running around like a mad thing in the snow, really enjoying himself. It was really cute. She was going, "Go get the snow! Go get the snow!" It was really sweet. Yeah, let's see a load of bread recipes come up, and put your twists on it. You can put them on my page when I post the video up, which I shall do after we've done this. So has anyone got any questions? Hope I've addressed your question, Robin, about gluten-free flours. You can get gluten-free wheat flour and gluten-free white flour as well. And these are the ones I have tried in the past that have just, not worked. And I think I haven't used enough yeast because it's 4 teaspoons of yeast in this recipe. And most of the bread machine ones are kind of like 1.5 teaspoons. So it might be that.
You have to use the instant yeast. You have to use the bread machine type of yeast or instant yeast.
Yeah.
Okay, so be sure you do that. I made some bread with in the past with the all-purpose flour, and of all the bread that I've made, it was my least favorite. I did not like it very much. It was okay, but it was not as good as the whole wheat flour bread. And especially my favorite was the whole wheat flour bread with the almond flour like Sue's just made, so that was my favorite. So yeah, I definitely like that.
Oh, I bet it would be lovely with all that maple syrup in it as well.
So I missed church this morning. We had some issues that we were working out with our editing team regarding things going on Facebook and also some other things that were coming up with some of our content, and so we were working through some of that early this morning, and then basically we ended up with a full-scale negotiation, and so I missed church this morning, but Abby was able to get over for her confirmation this morning. But the DW and I worked through a lot of things. One of the things that we came came out of that is that we've decided to take over. And I say we. When I say we, I mean the DW is going to take over our social media for what we do. So she's going to be in charge of Instagram and Facebook moving forward. The old Facebook account that shows you have different kinds of accounts. Of course, you have a regular Facebook account, and then if you are something of a public figure, you can make a public figure account, which I've had for a while. And we weren't. to be delicate because we really like the people that have been working with us on this, but the DW really wanted to play a bigger role in that whole process. And so she's going to take over, and we're actually creating a new Facebook account page, or Facebook page for me and for our videos and spotlighting what we do. And soon we'll have information about that. You can actually already find it, but we've not been able. It's not been live long enough for us to give it a clever name like, Dr. Gilmore or something like that. So right now it's John F. Gilmore III, MD, with about a string of about 20 numbers following it. So I'm not going to try to get people to do that right now. But later on, I'll let you know. So if you all want to follow us along there and what's going on that way, we would appreciate it at that time. So some changes there. And one of the other things that we're working on, we find that our videos are showing up in a lot of places that we either weren't aware of, or we just weren't as comfortable with our videos being out there in lots and lots of places. And so that's stopping. So if people, were getting tired of seeing the same videos over and over in other places, and it looked like what we were doing was just trying to blast these videos out over and over again just so that we could sell more Meta 7 or what have you. That's never been the case, but the optics of it are, less than desirable. So that's coming to an end just about immediately. So bear with us as we go through some of these changes. Everything should still, as far as YouTube is concerned, should still remain the same. My videos will be relegated still to my main channel, to the fan page channel, and to the All-Star Doctors channel that we do. The new Josefa Reina videos now, we're working, we still have that whole series with that Josefina patient that she had. Those are going to be on the All-Star Doctors page, so you guys can look for that. Oh, the DW was so kind. She put the link up, so if you're on my page, and you can click on that. So we're just making some changes there and looking at some different things that are going on in the world of social media. And I think you all realize that a lot of what's happening in social media happens pretty quickly, so you have to be flexible. And we're seeing a lot of changes in what's happened on YouTube over the years, and now what's going on with Facebook and Instagram. And we have lots of exposure in some areas and very little exposure in other areas. So we're working to kind of correct some of this imbalance. Other things that we're working on, as you know, most of our videos are too graphic for YouTube to allow corporate advertising, so we don't get paid, and it's the same reason why we're trying to help Josefa out right now, is because she doesn't get paid on her videos. And there's several videos that have come out recently as we've discussed some of this, and I don't want to bore you guys with that. But we're working on some newer products, and we're going to venture outside of the supplement line that we've done for a long time. Not that there's anything wrong with it. We're going to keep that. But we want to give people an opportunity to support our channel and support our work, and I'm sure Sue will want to as well, with more than just the supplements. And so we feel like we can actually allow people to, one of the things I don't want is I don't want people just sponsoring us like on Patreus or some of these others where you just pay a subscription fee. We don't think we want that. We also are not looking for people to sign up as subscribers where they pay a fee once a month to enjoy our videos. We don't think that's fair. We don't want people to do that either. What we want is, we want people who feel like they like our videos and want to support us to have something interesting that they can purchase and enjoy and support us at the same time. And so if a person's not able to do that and they just want to watch the videos, that's perfectly okay. We understand that. But we also know there are a lot of people that want to support us and want to see us be able to continue doing what we're doing. So long story short, it carried on well until just a little. In fact, still have some messages coming through, and so we're making some adjustments. So bear with us as we do that. And the DW is going to learn to become the Facebook queen, and she is going to rock Facebook for us. So
fabulous.
Thank you. Thank you, DW,
The
for that.
DW is amazing. I've got to go and get my bread out of the tin
Get that
now.
bread.
Going to get
Good.
the bread out of the tin. I'll see you in a tick.
Wonderful. The other thing I wanted to mention is that I've been watching this particular channel, the Vignettes channel, and it turns out talking about health and nutrition is not very popular. Unfortunately so. We're losing viewers off of this account, and so that has me a little bit concerned. So I'll be looking for ways to try to bolster this account by maybe adding more content to it. And so if you see something on here that's not necessarily whole food plant-based, and you have a chance to watch it, we appreciate that. So thank you. And so anyway, that's just sort of an update on what's gone on and why I need a shave this morning. That's the reason why there. But we are starting to see some people step up and are supporting Josefa Reina and are starting to make some purchases for her. And so that's going to be good for her, and I think that's fantastic. So looking forward to that. Looking forward to that continuing to grow, and seeing her making more videos again is a top priority, something that we want to see happen on Facebook and maybe even elsewhere on social media. So anyway, so that's that. I don't have any other great news this morning. I hope you guys enjoyed my stumbling through working with the air fryer yesterday. That was quite a challenge. I tried to make it an interesting story that started with me at the grocery store and all the way back I'd have to sharpen the little notepad up if I'm going to share with it. It's not going to quite get it done, is it? So, but that was fun to do, and thank you for watching that. I think we got like 110 views or something on that. But it was a lot of fun for me because I got to use my air fryer for the first time, and actually, Chrissy had sent us the air fryer cookbook. So, being a total newbie at using this device, I picked probably the simplest thing I could find that would allow me to try to create something, and we did, and it was actually delicious. It was a lot of fun too. So. Anyway, so hope you guys are all doing great, and I hope that your Sunday's going well, and I hope that Sue's bread doesn't have the appearance, texture, or any other characteristics of a brick here in a few minutes when she brings it back out. I'm actually hoping that turns out really well for her, because I kind of feel a little bit responsible if it doesn't. But I think it'll turn out okay. So, scheduling a meeting with our editors. They're actually going to be flying in. I just found out DW coming in, and I need to get back with him real quick here. It's a moment to send this. Okay, so I want to send that in. Sorry about that. Could add 4 hours. So let me get that message out real quick. Sorry about that. So I'll be back to work tomorrow, and tomorrow will be day 1 of a 3-day juice cleanse. And so I've got my juices out of the freezer that I'm going to be drinking tomorrow, and they are on the granite counter. And there they are right there, if you can see, behind the snowman. And I just have to have them out for a couple hours, and then I put them in the fridge, and then they should be good to go tomorrow. And then tomorrow evening, hopefully we'll get Jennifer back on with us to talk about the juice, right? And talk about what we'll be drinking on Tuesday, if it's significantly different or not. So anyway, so that's what's going on. Let's see. Deborah Barlow says her lower stomach skin is heading south. You'll need a compression garment and a bathing suit. If you lose weight and you lose a lot of weight and you have allowed your skin to stretch over time, then you will have excess skin. Okay, hang on. Let me answer a question real quick. Answer this. Okay, good. So DW, if you're still with us, I have info on a visitor coming, and I will give you info about that so we can have the barn dough ready. I don't get you guys to look at this. I'll turn this around and you can see. Turn a little bit here. That is one big group of supplements that we had come in here recently, but I put them out there for a special reason. And then if I turn one more here a little bit, you'll see this is the most recent Meta 7 30s that we just got in, and I need to get those taken care of. So we have some barn work to get done, right, before we have another guest. We had our guest Christina, but she was totally okay with it because she's awesome that way, right? So, okay, so the bread report.
The bread report, it's absolutely delicious. It took me a bit longer than I thought because a certain gentleman has eaten all my vegan margarine. Look at that.
Yeah, doesn't that look good? A lot of texture in there. That looks fantastic.
It's really, really delicious. I've managed to find some vegan cream cheese.
That looks good.
Look how soft it is. Hang on. See?
You did great. I was really worried it was going to be like a brick.
So was I. Completely. I'll stick that recipe up. I've got it on a wire rack drying properly now. But doesn't it look fantastic?
I'll bet I'll be surprised if that lasts more than a day in your house.
I know, that's just going to... I think Finian will like it as well, which is good. He tends to like my homemade bread much better. Good for you. So yeah, I'm going to gnaw away at this while it's warm. Now, just to let everybody know, because some people have contacted me, Debs was one of them, we're trying to order Meta 7 off the link which is below my picture, and the payment method I used, they don't allow you to sell food supplements, so they basically shut my account down on the 4th of January without me knowing. So I've fixed all that now, so it's PayPal, and I'm going to put them on Amazon as well. So anyone that was finding their card wasn't accepted, that's because Square, that payment system, they don't allow food supplements to be sold.
That's interesting because I use Square in my clinic all day.
Yeah. Weird, isn't it?
That's
it's against their regulations. But it's not
we had a
written
similar
anywhere.
problem with Shopify with my e-commerce site, and what we found was a solution actually was letting people use Amazon Pay. Amazon has a pay service, and we were able to plug that in, and it works great.
Yeah.
So they have the option of using PayPal through Square, or they can use, if they want to use a credit card, they can use the Amazon Pay service, and it works just fine. So either, I'm surprised you're having that issue with Square, because they work. When we sell in the clinic, of course, we sell lots and lots of Meta 7 and lots of our other supplements that you don't hear about, but are available at meta7.com. When we do those when we sell those in the clinic, we use Square, and it's never been an issue. So
it must be the UK side of it. But I phoned PayPal and I said, right, do you have any ridiculous things? And what are you selling? And I said, food supplements. And he said, so what kind of supplements are they? And I said, well, they're like vegan, natural. Oh, vegan. Oh, anything vegan's fine. The only thing you can't sell is cannabis. Cannabinoids or CBD or
right.
Whatever.
Cannabidiol. We say cannabidiol, but it's cannabis oil that's not THC. So that's the part of the cannabis that's not hallucinogenic.
Yeah. So anything with cannabis you can't. I said, no, it's got none of that in it. So it's all fixed now. So it means you can order mugs and you can order the 90-day Meta 7. And I think I'm going to need to get one of my lovelies ordered the 30-day, and it was her order that flagged them to go, oh, illegal stuff, let's shut her down. And of course I don't have the 30-day supply because you were out of stock at the time. So I've emailed her. So hopefully she'll come back to me and see if she wants to have the 90-day now or wait until I get some 30-day from you. But it's all working. And do get your mug orders in if you haven't already. I think I've got about 32 mug orders at the moment. So there were 80 people that wanted to have them. So get on it so I can get them made, which I shall be doing in the next week or so. So there you go.
That's right.
It all works.
And as a reminder, speaking of mugs, when they come in, I owe Chrissy, Cor, Linda, Maureen, and Cindy all a mug, and I have a list here. So as soon as they get to me from Mrs. Sue, then I will turn them right around to you guys. So
fantastic. That's all right, Lynn. Lynn says it was your order, wasn't it, darling? Because you're in the UK. I don't have the 30-day. I only have the 90-day. So do you want to change it for that? I will sort out for the 90-day. Okay, what I will do is after this, I will go and refund you that order, and then you go in and order the 90-day, and I'll get that out in the post to you tomorrow. Is that okay, Lynn? Fabulous. Fabulous. Right, so anyone got any questions? Anyone got any medical questions? Any plant-based questions? Anyone tried any new recipes? Anyone struggling? Anyone
I made hot dogs. I made vegan dogs in an air fryer. I don't know if you heard about that.
Oh, no. Tell me. I must look up what an air fryer is, actually.
It's really amazing because it basically what it does is it's like a hairdryer built into a pod. And it blows this extremely hot air up and around whatever you have in there. So technically it cooks it like a fryer, but instead of oil, it's air. So it's like being fried by air instead of being fried by oil. Just think of it that way, which makes sense, right? I mean, it kind of makes sense. Air is just another medium, right, that can conduct the heat. And when it cooks, what amazed me most about it was it cooked almost as fast as a microwave.
Wow.
And so I was really surprised with that. But you wouldn't want to put a piece of bread in a microwave because if you did, it's just going to turn it to goo. And this made the buns for the dogs. It made them crispy and tasty, and they were really good. So
excellent. I think I've just got some pictures of some. If anyone wants to see some.
Some of the air fryers, and they're not terribly expensive. I mean, it's a little bit of an investment, right?
Yeah.
One of the things this year when we grow, and I was just working in one of the vegetable beds yesterday. When we grow some things, we're going to try to dry them, do some drying of veggies this year. I think that would be fun to do for what we grow in our own garden. And we don't do a big garden, or we don't do a lot of gardening, but we do a little gardening last year, and so we'll do more this year. I need to make another pad where we can grow in, I guess you can call it, and we'll do that. So that should be fun. But I'd like to dry.
You've got tons of space as well.
You're right. We do have some room back there, so we can do that. Worked on the koi pond some yesterday, and I pulled out the other big water palm that was in there, and it was just so crowding, and I found that it was growing up, pushing up one of the slats along the top, so I've removed it. Now there are no palms in the pond, so it looks huge now, whereas before it looked like it was a little bit crowded. It just goes to show, it's just like if you remove all the furniture out of your bedroom, all of a sudden your bedroom looks 3 times the size as it ever did. Like, how did we not have enough room in here? This is so big, right? So it's the same kind of idea.
Excellent, excellent. Yeah. Oh, that's good. Try and grow things like runner beans and French beans and things like spinach, because they grow like wildfire. You get loads of crop, and they're expensive to buy. I try to grow things that are expensive to that are quite expensive, because They're not expensive when you're just harvesting them off your own plants. And just things like lettuce, like salad stuff, lettuces and stuff like that. Because you can pop lettuces in around runner beans until the runner beans are really high. You'll get a crop of lettuces, and then you can, pull them out and grow them somewhere else. Because lettuces are so full of water that all the chemicals and stuff they put on them when they're growing them for the supermarkets, when you're growing them at home, you don't get that. You just get your natural soil and you're watering them yourself. And so they're so much better for you. And if you don't have a garden, you can grow them on your windowsill in a trough in your kitchen, and you can just pick leaves off them. You can grow all sorts of different types of lettuce. So it's something that it makes such a difference to whatever you're making, to have fresh lettuce. Just to let you know.
Interesting. So I'm going to go with tomatoes and peppers. That's what did real well last season. And if we add another growing area in, I'm going to have to talk to the DW about what she wants to grow, but we'll have to see. Lettuce is an interesting idea, though. I will say that. Because
it's 6 weeks, so you can, if you plant some every week, you'll have them rotating, so you'll have fresh lettuce every week.
Interesting.
Yeah.
They grow a lot of that indoor here. They grow it indoors, and they hydroponically grow a lot of it here now too.
Oh, right.
Well, that way they don't have to use the pesticides because they have, it's under plastic. So they just have these giant floating foam holders with little bitty holes in it, and they put the lettuce in, and it grows, and then it moves, and then they do the next one, and it moves, and it just sort of gets moved all the way down to the end, and by the time it gets to the end, they're ready to be harvested. Sort of an interesting process. Okay, let's see. We are in a contest. I want cucumber, squash, and zucchini. Lettuce the bunnies get here. Cucumber, squash, and zucchini. But are you saying, darling, you don't want lettuce? We do have a problem with rabbits. We get big rabbits. We get big jackrabbits here.
Right. Then you'll need to put like a bird net up so they can't get in. Make a frame around it. That's what I had. But we had this really wet snow that froze solid and was like so heavy it just pulled branches of trees down, and it completely collapsed my bird cage. And then we let the pigs out, and they've dug up all my Jerusalem artichokes. So there's nothing in it at the moment, but I'm going to resurrect it because it's really silly not to, because when you eat kind of raw veg, you get through lots of it. So it would be good for me to have spinach, real cropping it. Lynn says, place banana skin in the ground just beneath the surface around the plants. It helps to keep away the nasty bugs, and it feeds the plants at the same time. Excellent tip. Unfortunately, my pigs like banana skins, and they get all of those.
Look at this. Now, Robin said she did some searching on types of cheese from air fryer video. The Go Veggie brand is color coordinated. So if it's green, it's lactose free. If it's blue, it's lactose and soy free. And if it's purple, it's vegan. And the Daya brand, I got some of the Daya brand too, and that's vegan, and we knew that was vegan. What got me was that shredded cheese that I used, the shredded cheese substitute was a veggie, but it had milk in it, and I didn't know until I'd already eaten it. And so far I've not really had an upset stomach. I was expecting that, so maybe it just doesn't have very much. I don't know.
That's cool.
Elena, Robin's giving us...
Sorry, carry on. I was just going to say, Elena said to plant if you put French marigolds around your plants as well, it keeps the aphids off things, and it looks quite pretty as well because you've got a little bit of colour in there while your veg is growing.
We had aphids that hit our tomatoes and peppers last year, and I went and got some organic, non-pesticide based kind of powdery stuff and tried it, and it helped a little bit, but didn't really get rid of them. And then one day I walked out there, and there must have been 1,000 ladybugs crawling all over everything, and they ate every last aphid, and then they disappeared. And they were gone.
Fabulous.
It's like, I mean, I couldn't have planned it any better, and didn't have another aphid the whole season.
That's
Of course,
brilliant.
we have a long growing season. We were still getting some tomatoes in toward the end of November.
That's brilliant.
Not so good.
You've got the weather for it, though, haven't you?
We were still getting them.
We've got some new people coming. Hi, Joe. Hi, Elena. I didn't say hi to you out loud. I just typed it. Hi, Carol. Hi, Cor. Fabulous. So, yeah, I'm going to be doing some videos on my vegetable garden, I think. I've got to build a bird cage for it because the birds just eat all the leaves off the baby plants. And then you have the whole caterpillar thing goes on, and they eat all the greens as well, all the brassicas. But I do so love watching all the cabbage butterflies, flying inside the cage. They've learnt how to get in. But we had an ant's nest in our vegetable patch, and the ants just marched up everything and ate all the aphids. It was like their living larder. So it was letting nature kind of do that. It was really good.
Interesting. So, and we were at a farmer's market yesterday morning. Abby wanted to go to our big Tomball farmer's market, which is growing and growing. It keeps getting bigger. It seems like every few months when we go again, it's larger. But there was a fellow there selling bird houses and bat houses, and I was just about going to buy a bat house.
Oh, wow.
The three-tailed Mexican bat will apparently eat all of the yellow jackets and red wasps and all of those that we tend to have a problem with here. But I'm curious what else they'll eat, so I'm going to do some research on it. I didn't actually buy the thing because it was basically just a few pieces of wood put together, and he wanted $80 for it, and it had a lot of frilly frou-frou stuff on it, and that I wasn't interested in.
Frilly frou-frou stuff.
Well, it was frilly frou-frou.
What's frilly frou-frou, Jack?
I don't need pretty decorations on the side of a box that I want to have a bat colony and live in. So nobody likes bats, but bats are pretty awesome when it comes to eating flying insects. And so I'm going to be doing some bat research and decide if I want to create a bat box.
Okay.
Right by my bat cave.
Good.
I don't want to out myself as being a crime fighter. That would, you guys won't tell, but
no, we won't tell.
It could be true.
Right, Joe Sanderson has been writing a storm up on your page, but actually none of her comments are showing. So she's come over to mine, and we can see you. So if you want to ask your questions on here, Joe, we'll get to them.
Well, she shouldn't be blocked. I don't see. We don't have the ability to.
But sometimes people can't see.
I don't see any comments from Joe. Let me look. I'm scrolling up.
No, I'm on your. I've actually come onto your live feed so that I can see, and they're not here, Joe. You're right. Sorry about that. That will be the powers.
I'm going to go look and see if she's blocked somehow. That would be shocking if she was. Let's see if I can get to that area. It would be one of the settings. Channel branding, uploads, community.
She says she thinks she's still blocked from the moderator war. Oh my goodness, Jack.
Hidden
that was
users.
So funny.
Somehow she's been blocked. You have just been officially unblocked. I do not know why you are blocked. There's no reason, except for that one guy who was really rude.
Yeah, you had
one guy. There's all kinds of nice people in here that are blocked.
I had to come off, but I didn't want to. I was just like, you were like, let's put some more people in time. Oh, you want to be a moderator? Well, first you have to be blocked, and you were just laughing your heads off. It was so funny.
We were out of control.
Yeah, it was really, really funny. It was just like hysterical. It was very good.
Hi, Vi. Yeah. So if you've been inadvertently blocked, I promise you I will do my best to fix that. Anyway, so Joe, you were blocked. I don't know why I didn't do it, but if I find out who did it, they're in serious
A
trouble. Let's
naughty
just say
moderator.
that.
So I have started to use my protein shakes again.
Okay.
Because I have got into a naughty little habit of way overeating. Just, oh yes, this is all vegetables, it's all good for me, it's all plant-based, I'm so healthy. And then I have a mountainous plate enough to feed 2 people. So, oh, right, I need to block someone. I need to make someone a moderator.
I have a bunch to spare.
Have you? Yeah, you've I don't know how you do that. Oh, you've done it in your Facebook, have you? I'm just going to have to go to mine because I've got some idiot talking about heroin.
YouTube moderators.
Yeah, YouTube moderators. I'll need to make a YouTube moderator now because we've got some idiot on here talking about heroin. Oh dear, my videos.
Well, it might be the most exciting thing we've talked about so far. Maybe. Darn it, nobody's trying to talk about heroin on my channel. That's not fair. That hardly seems fair at all. But let's see. I've been feeling good. I've been eating lots of vegan stuff and did a bunch of work around the place yesterday. Felt great. Got lots of things done. Abby helped me do some things while we were out and about in some beautiful weather. I think we were in the upper 70s, so that was really nice just to feel that warm sunshine, that warm Texas sun. It was awesome. Really was great. And so what do you say, right? It's that time of year where you got to start making preparation for what you're going to put in the ground if you're going to eat it, if you want to grow something. And I think I get some pretty good ideas of stuff to grow. Yes, Kathy, we did have somebody talking about heroin recently. I think we blocked. Was the person's name Gaynor or something like that? Is it David the same person?
Gaynor. Yeah, I've just blocked him. I've made Deb's a moderator.
Yeah. Hey, Chrissy. Nice to see you.
And we've got Wonderful Life has joined. Hello. Got 'em! Excellent. Yeah. Let me make Elena.
So Violet asked a question: were those vegan dogs even cooked? If you saw in the video that I made when I first pulled them out of the air fryer, there were big bubbles on parts of them, so they were cooked. That's all. They just get hot. They don't really do anything else. It's I guess it's a vegan thing. They don't sizzle. They don't plump when you cook them. They don't do all that kind of stuff. They just get warm. No. I guess that counts for being cooked.
Well, one of the air fryers looks like a halogen oven, and we do have a halogen oven, and I have to say, it makes the best jacket potatoes. I don't know if you call them jacket potatoes there. The baked potatoes, and
sure,
yeah, we call them jacket potatoes. And the skins are completely crunchy and crispy and just lovely, and the potatoes all yellow and fluffy and soft inside it, just gorgeous. So I wonder, because it also does chips really well in that as well, and there's no fat in those. But today I bought some. I haven't seen them before. It's Sainsbury's do them, and they're vegan chorizo sausage. So I can make some kind of Spanish kind of dishes as well. So, hi, Wonderful Life. And there's, yay, from Australia. Lovely to see you. Fantastic. And we've had some really good weather. 61 degrees in Seattle. Everybody's sleepless there then, of course. So I have to keep saying that.
Oh, that was good. Had to work that one in there.
Have to, absolutely. That film didn't make Seattle famous, but it kind of put it on the world map, I guess. And those words kind of whenever I hear the word Seattle, I always think Sleepless in Seattle, which is a bit childish of me, but it's just, word association.
So we're 57 degrees here. We had a little cold front that came in today, or yesterday. Came in yesterday, or Friday night. Yep, Friday night. So we canceled any thoughts of doing any fishing this weekend because we knew it was going to be rough out there. Yeah. We don't mind it if it's cold, if it's still. What we don't want to get in is cold and really rough water and splashing salt water into the boat when it's cold. We don't want to do that. We want to get out there and we want to get sunshine and we want to catch fish and have fun, but we don't want to go into hypothermia to do it.
And we don't want any more bad necks for you, Jack, either. So
Nope. None of that.
We've tried that one. We've tried that one, and we don't want to go there again.
That's right. We did that. Got the trophy.
Thanks, Chrissy, saying my hair's cute. Honestly, if I take it down, you'll all just be roaring with laughter.
Deb says Lee found a site for building bat houses.
Interesting. Oh, wow.
So, Debs, do you all get the three-tailed Mexican bat? That's the bat that we want here. That's the bat that we get a lot of in Texas. We have a lot of bats here. We have a big bat population in Texas, especially in the hill country around Austin, and then further out west, San Angelo has an enormous bat population, and it's really cool because there's an overpass in San Angelo where if you wait until exactly sundown, and it happens every night, and people park their cars and they get out with their cameras, but the bats come out, and it's like a black ribbon. There's several million bats, I think, that live there, and they come out and they go out on the Concho River and they just eat all the insects for miles and miles and miles. And then they come back and then they do their bat thing while they sleep during the day. Pretty cool.
That's amazing. We had bats here. They're called pipistrelle bats. And we went out, actually. I went out to the bin and I caught this movement, and this little tiny weeny baby bat, like that big, that big tiny little bat, he'd floated down, but he'd landed in a bucket that had a bit of water in, and he'd kind of the suction of his wings on that. He couldn't get out, basically. So we saved him, and we put him on, we put him in a box with a bottle of warm water and some kitchen towel. And, we had water in there for him and stuff like that. But the idea was to let him rest, get warm, get his strength back. And then we were putting him on the wall so that he could climb up again to the nest, which was right in the kind of the soffit boards of the house. I don't know if you call them soffit boards, but it's the bit on the apex. The soffit boards. Okay.
Yeah.
He spent one night underneath the bathroom windowsill, and he got to about a metre away, and then he kept falling down, and I was like catching him with a cushion. Anyway, we had him in our kitchen keeping warm, and after about 4 days, so sadly, he died.
Oh, that's so sad.
Oh, it was so sad. We were like really, really sad about it because he was just so cute. And in fact, we've had him, we've got him on the wall. We've kept him because we put him in a little box to show Wink's parents, and he kind of mummified, and was all just perfect, but mummified. And
this is good.
So
this is good. Robin says in 1995, the Texas state legislature named the Mexican free-tailed, I thought it was three-tailed, free-tailed bat as the state flying mammal. So that's great because there's a lot of flying mammals that were in competition for that title.
Oh dear.
I don't think there are any other flying mammals that I'm aware of.
They have flying foxes in Australia. They literally are. Their bodies are about that big, and their wingspan is massive, and they really smell very bad. And they live in the botanical gardens in Sydney. And when I was there visiting my sister, every day at a certain time, they all fly out from the trees and they fly all round by the harbour bridge and they go somewhere else. And then there's this whole big flight of them all back the next day.
Well, they're all usually somewhere near water, because not only do they need water, but that's where they hunt. That's where they come out at dusk, and then they go along the water and they get their they get their insects, and when they've had their fill, they come back.
Yeah.
And they make guano.
I mean, one night we sat there and we were like, oh, the bats are coming out from the roof. The bats are coming out from the roof. Because at first we didn't know what it was. I went out to the bin and I thought, oh, rat droppings on top of the bins. How did they get up there? Of course, rats can climb up anything. And I thought, that's never happened before. And then I kind of started looking up. And then we decided they were bat droppings. So we started watching. Honestly, after about 120 bats came out of this tiny little hole in our soffit, we just stopped counting. They were just coming out and out and out and out and out. It was just like absolutely amazing. And they came 3 years in a row, and then they changed the soffit boards, and they never came back again, because if you have bats that come to rear their young, you're never allowed to take the house down or build or disrupt it, because they're protected species here.
How do you like that?
Creatures.
And it's a problem here too, because they're not supposed to be disrupted, and if you have bats that get into your attic here, you have to call a certified bat remover, and they're not allowed to go in and harm the bats. What they have to do is they have to actually build onto, around the opening, sort of this one-way valve way for the bats to get out but not back in. So they can't be killed, but you're allowed to get them out of the house. So we're not, I guess they're not as endangered here. So
we've got,
we're battier here.
You're battier there. We have all sorts of things that get into lofts, and once you've got them, that's literally, you can't touch them, you can't make them go away. You're just like, you just have to have all these, I think they're called gliss, and they're kind of squirrely type thing. I don't even really know what they look like. But a house that that Wink was painting, they had them, and they go all down the walls. They go in and eat eat everything. They gnaw through tins. They just ate all the dog food. They're behind. You can't make them go away. You can't even have them removed. And even if you kind of illegally remove them, they just come back. Ali from Holland says she loves my pina colada. Thank you very much. Hoe is het? Alles goed met jou? Fantastic.
Is that did I just hear Danish?
That's Dutch.
Dutch. Do I need to turn on the translator button here? Just one moment. Let me turn on my translator feature.
Yeah, I don't speak Dutch very often. But I used to live in Antwerp. Where I went there specifically to learn Dutch, because I'd always wanted to know what it was like to dream in a foreign language, and I found out. Absolutely marvelous.
Do you ever catch yourself thinking in a foreign language?
Well, you have to stop thinking in English, translating, and then speaking, and then hearing it, translating it, then translating it again, and then speaking. You have to it has to come naturally.
When I was learning Spanish in school, I began to think in Spanish on occasion.
Yay!
I thought that was really awesome that would happen. I wasn't expecting it.
Yes, it is. It is great when you do that. When I lived in Indonesia, it's probably my second language now, Indonesian, and Dutch my third, and French my fourth. I was thinking in Indonesian the whole time, because they couldn't speak any English, so I didn't have any choice. And I was taught by children.
Immersion situation there, right?
Yeah, and that's how I learnt Dutch. I went to this to UFCA in Antwerp for total immersion, and they teach you Dutch in Dutch. So they would kind of they would demonstrate. They would go by the door, and she would look at us and she'd say, "Ich ga buiten," and she'd open the door and she'd go out. And then she would open the door and come in, and she would say, ich komm binnen. Ich go buiten, ich komm binnen. And then we would like, oh, you go out, you come in. Because there were about...
Wait a minute. Ich go buiten? And
ich
then
go buiten, I go out. Ich komm binnen, I come in.
That sounds kind of fishy. Are you sure that's not some kind of made-up thing?
It's true. It's true.
I'm a little skeptical of that one. I think you just made that stuff up.
No. I promise I didn't. Because
Look,
they were...
Ich water drinking.
Yeah, ich water drinking.
See, I learn.
Drinking.
Water downing now. Water downing. See?
Ali will tell me that that's true. And the funniest word, we all just laughed so much.
I wasn't in a real laughing mood, but now I'm.
Well, you'll love this one.
For me.
That
worked for me.
The Dutch for ich ga nou buiten, she's saying. Ich kom binnen, ich ga nou buiten. Ich ga nou buiten. Oh, right. See, I've forgotten it. It was 20 years ago I learnt Dutch.
Ich na no bourbon.
Alice.
Ich cup no bourbon. See how I've learned the language already. I think I can.
Excellent. Right, what do you think the word for vacuum cleaner is in Dutch?
Wait, let me think of it. Eat big sucking.
Not far, it's stoofsucker, which translates to stuff sucker.
I was so close.
Stuff sucker. Stoofsucker, which I thought was really funny. And we all laughed at that
Dirt
one.
Sucker.
And the word for glove is handschoen, which is hand shoe.
Right,
so there you go.
It. That makes sense.
Yeah, Ali is laughing in the Holland there. Yeah, I loved speaking in the language.
It's funny, all of my viewers just left my channel, so I think they had enough.
Elena's saying ich. Yeah, it's ich though, but it's I. Yeah. Ich kann that doen. I can that do. I can do that. It's the same sentence order as German. And a lot of Dutch words are the same in stoofzuiger. Ali's written it down. Stoofzuiger. Stoofzuiger.
Mm-hmm.
I know. I'm sure we have some very funny words in English that you think are funny too.
Chrissy says one downfall about our country, we don't put enough emphasis on Forgan Langagi.
What's that?
So yeah, that was really. I think that's in some other language. People in other countries seem to speak multiple languages. So it's, I think, whatever that was. Very interesting, Chrissy. Yeah.
The country. We don't put enough emphasis on foreign language. People in other countries seem to speak multiple languages. Yeah, they do. And the people that live in Antwerp, the Flanders, the Belgian people, they speak at least 4 languages. They'll speak English fluently. By the time the kids are about 8, they speak English fluently.
Wonderful.
They speak Dutch and French and German. And a lot of them speak Spanish as well. And one of my friends spoke 8 languages, including Cantonese and fluent Latin.
Wow.
So she used to speak to one of her friends. They used to converse in Latin because she didn't speak, I think she was Portuguese, and she didn't speak English. So that was their common language was Latin. So absolutely incredible. Linguist.
I think Chrissy's looking for a way to ban me from this chat now. I think that'd be only fair.
Dich. I love you. Yeah, ich liebe dich is German. It's ich hou van jou is I love you in Dutch. Hi, Wonder Woman. Thanks, Debs.
I have to go into a 300-second timeout now for my misbehavior.
Oh, have you? You've been clocked
I've
out
been,
of your own
I've
German.
been banned.
It is close to German, Alina. When I'd learnt Dutch, I used to go to Germany to do business, and Italy and all sorts of countries when I lived in Belgium. And I found that I could kind of understand sort of what they were talking about in German, but I couldn't speak any German. But I could get the gist of it. Hi, Wonder Woman. No worries that you're late. It's fabulous that you're here.
I saw her invisible plane earlier and didn't mention it.
Right, I see.
I'm trying to avoid her because she's got that lariat of truth, and that could be problematic. So watch out for her.
Watch out. Whoop, whoop, whoop. Right, so I was saying what I did was I've started to bring my protein shakes back in. So I'm going to be doing a lot more protein shake recipes because they fill me up. They keep me filled up for a long time. I really like them, and it's going to let my stomach shrink down so I can't eat such a humongous plate of food because I've got very greedy and I've got myself stuck on 11 stone, which would be 154 pounds, which is way too much for me. So I've been naughty. I've been overeating the right foods. So I need to kind of get my game on. So that's my plan, and I successfully did that last week, and I find it's really easy to do when I'm working in the shop as well, because I can just, put my nut milk in the fridge, shake it up in a shake cup, and just have it on my desk. So that's really, really handy, because I was finding, because I was in town, I was tempted to go and, I wonder what Marks and Spencer's have got vegan, and I wonder what Starbucks has got that's vegan. And I was just eating a load of rubbish, really, albeit plant-based. But, I was finding I was getting very hungry. And I think the reason I was getting hungry was because I'd started a new job. And so my brain is learning something new constantly, day in, day out. And that's very exhausting for you, and it makes you hungry. So if anyone's starting a new job, get yourself prepared so that you've got some stuff to eat with you, because you will get a lot more tired than if you're, doing something that you know how to do. New stuff is tiring.
Can be. Or it can be fun.
Oh, I find it incredibly fun, but I was finding I was absolutely starving hungry by about 11 o'clock, and I'm never starving hungry by 11, but I was literally like, I'm so hungry, I'm so hungry, I could hardly concentrate, I was so hungry. So, I think it's, when your brain is taking on lots of new information, it's got to work hard, really. Brain stuff is concentration. It takes up calories, doesn't it? Your brain power.
Little bit, sure does.
Yeah.
One thing I'd like for young people to learn is that thinking is free.
Very good.
I'd like for young people to learn this, and sometimes I like to use my little bully pulpit of being a doctor sometimes to tell people in their 20-somethings, and I'll just look at them and I'll say, there's a lot of things going on out there, but I just want to remind you that it's free to think.
Yeah.
I want to encourage you to think about what you're hearing, think about what you're seeing, think about what you're reading. Just think about it.
Absolutely.
That's all. Don't tell them what to think. It's not my business.
No. People have got
but
to
I like
be
to remind them that
themselves.
Thinking is free.
Yeah. And it can take you to some fabulous places as well, having a good old think. Elena is saying, I've overeaten veggies so much it's turned my hair green. Well, yes. You guys, I'm actually going to the hairdresser's tomorrow. She's going to laugh her socks off when she sees this poodle affair going on. So I was really quite liking the green. It's quite blonde here at the front. It's lasted quite well though. It's been like 10 weeks since it was coloured. So I think that's pretty good for these crazy colours. So I think I'm going to go for the green, but I know that you all voted for purple. And I'm going to go green and purple.
It wasn't a real vote.
It wasn't. But you
We
know
were just
what? I
taking
love
advantage
purple.
of the fact that you were out of the room for a moment.
Ooh, what colour should we have her? Do her hair. Yeah, Wonder Woman is saying she used to get really hungry when she began healthy eating, but now I don't really even want junk anymore. Yeah, you know, I know what you mean. My sister spent a night in Texas. She was in Dallas. She's in South America now, but that's where her plane from Sydney stopped over. She was saying, you know, have you got any restaurants you can recommend? I was like, Dallas is probably further than the length of England away from where I stayed. But she went to some rib bar and she had this gigantic plate of food, and she put a picture of it because they're into their ribs and everything, and they do lots of barbies there, of course. So she was trying the ribs, and it was just this giant kind of, I don't know, it looked like it had been turned out of a plastic bowl. You couldn't see any ribs. It was just this giant kind of package of brownie black on the plate with these, you call them kitchen chips, don't you? The big fat potato chips. Not
country
fries.
country fries,
Country fries, like wedges almost.
They have other names too. Potato wedges with big. They didn't make really big ones. We call potato wedges.
Yeah,
but
well, these were like about that size.
Those would be like country fries or crinkle cut fries. We might call them crinkle cut fries, and you can get them usually in sweet potato too.
Yeah, well, these were fries, but they had been kind of cooked so that they weren't really golden anymore. They were kind of like a light browny, dark browny colour. And she was like, these ribs are really nice. And I just looked at the plate of food and I just thought I couldn't actually eat that. So I know exactly what you mean when you say you can't eat junk anymore. Wink came home, he actually ate his whatever he ate. I'm sure it was a McDonald's burger at the service station. And he came home with this giant slice of Black Forest Gatto. I mean, it was just like massive, like, you know, that tall and that wide. It was just huge. And he put it down, he went, oh, like, normally I'd have been, oh, didn't you get me a cake? And I just looked at it and I just thought, there's nothing that would get me to even take a mouthful of that. So I know exactly what you mean, Wonder Woman. Your body is telling you what you want. And yeah, I expect quite a few people were hungry when they first went plant-based.
Well, I think your body doesn't need, you're able to eat and feel full, but you have to go through this withdrawal process where you're used to getting, when you get a full feeling, you have a calorie load and that just lasts and lasts and lasts until your next meal, and then you're overeating. So your body's used to getting way too much. And so then when you finally put the proper amount, you get full because you have a lot of a lot of fiber. It fills up, you feel full. But it doesn't carry you as long, and that's why you start to lose weight. And a lot of people will continue to do that until their body loses weight, until they get down to a more natural, more normal weight. Which is why, you know, I've been right around 200 for a while. I was 196 the other day. Boom. So
196.
I was 196 on the scale the other day, and with no special effort whatsoever.
Excellent.
Oh, somebody wants to know what the best way to dispose of body is. Well, their name is Goofy, but what I have discovered is you don't go to a vegan discussion because we can't help you with bodies here. So, poor Goofy.
There you go. Oh, and he's gone.
Yeah, I can always, it's not really a big deal. What's the best way to dispose of a body? Yeah.
Right.
That's not very nice. That's just not very nice.
That's nice. I see some of your guys have found Brussels sprouts on the stalk.
That's what Laurie said.
Yeah, I was just looking at it because Deb's asked me if can you see what Jack has on his side of the chat, lol. So I just went on to you to have a little look. Non-vegan cheese. You've got to do more videos about it. We loved it. I know. I haven't. I seem to have kind of gone a bit missing in action with the videos, with doing the new job, and I don't know what I've been doing. But I've made another video tonight, and I did make a video a trip out to Chroma, which I completely forgot to edit and upload. And I've promised that I will do that. So, yeah, I was so excited you found good vegan cheese in your video until the end where you realised it had milk. Yeah, that was one ingredient that had milk in it. I can't remember what the ingredient was now, so I didn't use that because it had milk in it. It wasn't vegan. What was it? There was, yeah, I think it was Worcestershire sauce or something like that. Liam Perrins. I think that's got fish in it. So
really?
Yeah, it has. I'm sure it's a bit like the fish sauce that they add to a lot of Thai food. And I know how they make that because I watched them making it when I was living in Thailand, when I was backpacking. And that is basically fish guts, which they hang up in a bag to go putrid. And they go this kind of dark brown colour. And it gives the really strong fishy flavour that they add to it. Sounds weird, but it does taste nice. Well, I wouldn't like the taste of it now, I don't think. I think I'm going to have purple streaks on a base of green, but she'll want to put some purple and some green near my roots, so it kind of greeny purplifies them so it doesn't notice so much. See, my brown roots have come through.
Well, they're fine. They're fine. Some of our wonderful moderators were able to take care of Goofy.
That was
Thank
good.
you, moderators. I appreciate that. And I think what happens is if a moderator blocks you a number of times, then it may automatically remove you from chats.
You can actually delete them from the you can ban them from your channel so they can't come on again. That's what I do.
Right. But I can't do that
something
through
like
the eCam. I just can't do it through eCam, that's all.
No, you can't. Yeah, I quickly put a couple of 3 moderators on here. Finian, what was it you asked? Okay, cool. Can you get in the shower now, please? Because it's ages since I asked you. In the shower, he's building cigar box guitars, so I'll get no help out of Wink. He'll just be in the shed. He's doing 2 at the same time at the moment. Sandwich of mystery meat for tonight. It's supposed to be turkey. But, yeah, what did we have? We had some Tofoco or something. It's basically turkey that's not turkey.
Tofurkey?
What did you say?
Tofurkey.
Tofurkey.
It's like tofu turkey. Tofurkey.
Yeah. And Wink said he thought it was very nice.
It's not bad. It's not bad. I think lots of different brands are coming out now with more flavors, and they're coming out with more and more realistic both flavors and textures. And I think I was talking to a fellow the other day from a restaurant that was delivering food, and I said, 15 years from now, you're going to bring us all vegan burgers and 2 real ones, and the real ones are going to have a $10 surcharge. That's what I told him. He said, I sure hope not. I said, I sure hope so.
Yeah.
Because I want to see people get healthy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Much healthier.
I don't know about HP sauce. I have no idea about HP sauce. Don't know what's in that, if that's vegan or not. Wonder Woman lives in Georgia, and she's asking, does anyone know where I can get vegan cheese that is not sliced? I would like it for shredding on veggie pizza.
The same stuff that Daiwa brand, if she can get the sliced stuff, and I think it was somebody mentioned brands earlier.
Someone put some brands up on my chat.
Yeah, somebody put
from
some
America.
on mine too. And I went through them, and the one brand that has the sliced vegan, they also do a block.
So
they do a block cheese, and it's like Daiwi or something like that. Now I'm gonna have to look up.
Because it's so popular here now that we've got our 2 main supermarkets are Tesco and Sainsbury's, and both of them do a full-on range of vegan cheeses. So they have like grated cheddar in a bag, grated mozzarella. They have strong cheddar, like mature cheddar, normal cheddar. They'll have like a Mediterranean type cheese. So that will be like, Greek cheese, which is like feta. It's that kind of crumbly, kind of has that kind of taste, like a macchiato. That will be like the Mediterranean. And even like Swiss type cheese as well, like the hard cheeses, and blue cheese. And of course they do cream cheese, and they do cream cheese with they do one that's like tzatziki, which has got that cucumbery dill flavour in it as well. So we have a lot.
Picture on my side. I put a picture of it's called Daiya, Daiya. That's the brand I'm thinking about, and I put a copy of the label of the sliced. But they also make a block.
Right, here it is, guys. Hang on.
That you can actually take and there it is, and you can you can
there's a
take
chat over it.
Yeah. Bad. You guys your comments are. There you go. Anyway, so they make a block. It's the same company, though.
Was that what you put in the fridge in the bando for us?
Yes.
It was really nice.
Yeah,
it was really
good.
tasty. I thought it was really good. I would have a look on the internet because we have a company called No Moo Cheese, and they do the most delicious cheese I've ever tasted. The blue cheese is just to die for. It's just like blue cheese, and literally it just tastes just like blue cheese. Absolutely amazing. And I bet you'll be able to find things online, and you could just get them delivered. And I think Amazon would do a load, because they do loads of like raw cacao and, matcha powder and, all sorts of the health things. But it's been really amazing. Marks and Spencer's, that's another kind of supermarket as well. They have 2 weeks ago launched a whole new vegan range because they're just being asked for it so much that they've got their finger out and they've gone and sorted it. And I'm amazed how many different varieties of sausages that are made from mushrooms. They're called shrooms. Shroom sausages, and that's what I'm going to try. The chorizos it's a new flavour out from Shroom, and they do like a Cumberland sausage, which I don't know if you have that out there, but it's
sounds familiar.
Yeah, you probably have them in rings, like little circles, and you put them on the barbecue and kind of chop them up. But they have like sage and onion in them, I think, just like very classic kind of British sausage flavour. But yeah, really, really nice.
I don't care. Chrissy says she tried the diet cheese. She didn't care for it. I don't care for any of the vegan cheeses. I thought I had found one the other day when turned out it had a little milk in it, so it didn't really count. Don't feel bad if you don't like vegan cheese. You're not alone. One of the things I have discovered is that vegan cheese is a lot more palatable if it's warmed up. Yeah. If you microwave it or you heat it somehow and you allow it to, I think that's the flavor they're looking for. Yeah. And then another person just asked, where does vegan cheese come from? It comes from the vegan cheese plant, which I put a picture up of the vegan cheese plant. And this is what it looks like right before it turns into a square, and then it's, of course, harvested and then put into plastic for the market. So
you're
hope
so
that's
naughty.
helpful.
I'm waiting for the picture to come up so that my lot can see it.
Yeah, I hope that's helpful for you to see. But what I've got up now is the actual vegan cheese plant, and what it looks like when it's flowering. It actually goes through a flowering stage. And that's another thing we need to talk about too is how important honeybees are to the vegan industry, because without honeybees, the vegan cheese plant, for example, wouldn't pollinate and be able to grow the delicious blocks of vegan cheese that so many around the world enjoy so much.
Don't listen. Right. It's made from soya. A lot of it's made from soya protein and coconut protein.
I think I'm in trouble. The DW has come to
reprimand you.
Oh wait, what did he do? What did he do, Sue?
He's been telling fairy tales about the amazing vegan plant, and the bees pollinate it to make blocks of cheese. It's a vegan cheese plant, and he says he's got a picture. Oh, here it comes! Here it comes, people. Oh no, the comments are over it. I have to wait for the comments to go. It's there. There it is. That's apparently a vegan cheese plant.
That is definitely the vegan cheese
plant. It's called codswallop.
It grows around the world, and it grows better, of course, in warmer climates, as you might expect.
I'm going to have to call you Pinocchio in a minute. Is that nose coming out?
That'd be okay. That'd be all right.
My, oh my, your nose is getting real long, Jack.
Yes, I know. Oh no, Chrissy's getting her blood work tomorrow, done Friday. She should know her vitamin D level. She's taking the vitamin D mushroom challenge. Remember that? So we will know.
How many days?
It should be a month, right? Was she supposed to go a month? Has it been a month, Chrissy? I presume it's been a month. Chrissy's saying I'm spreading BS. That's what we use as fertilizer for the vegan cheese plant is BS. So in case you were wondering, it's very important that we spread plenty of it around. Makes the vegan cheese plant grow better. But Chrissy was doing the mushroom challenge where you eat mushrooms with at least one meal every day, and then you check your vitamin D level. And your vitamin D level should be much, much higher after you've done this.
Oh, I want to do this, but we don't do blood works here. I'm in the process of changing doctors at the moment. But I've just never ever.
That. Why don't they do blood work? Well, they won't check your levels?
I don't even know what my blood group is. Did you get my email actually about the medical notes?
Yes, and I have done the most appropriate thing that I can do when paperwork like that needs to be done. I immediately turn it over to the DW and I say, "Help me!
Excellent.
Me!"
You're going to have to sign
You have to sign a release form from anybody that you want records from.
The hospital and Dr. Cutie Patel.
So here's how we can do that. We can get the forms and then we can scan them, email them to you.
Yeah.
You can print them off. You can sign them, scan them back, and email them back to me, and then we can go through all of that. And then when we have your records, and we'll have your records then I can scan them and email them to you. Would be the best way to do this.
Yeah, you'll have to give me permission to pick them up and.
Yeah.
You have my full permission, but I will do all the writing thing.
Basically, you have to give permission for me to see your medical records. There's HIPAA laws here.
Yeah, there'll be a manager or a nurse, somebody that's in charge of those records at that office that will have to be convinced that we are okay to pick those up. And sometimes that's easier than other times. I don't know.
It's always written permission.
It's got to be written. So we will, whatever we have to do, we will assist you with doing that. And also for visit dates, I've given that also to the DW to take a look at what
I messaged you on
Facebook.
I
saw that message with the new Facebook thing. I think I've managed to get onto your Facebook channel now. That's brilliant. I need to just book some flights and work it out from there. Fabulous.
Okay.
Fabulous.
I'm going to go see if Abby's got her Find My iPhone turned off. I'm ordering her a new phone with the insurance.
Yes. Oh, wait. Let me tell the story.
Okay.
I want to tell the story.
Go on and tell the story.
This is a story. So last night, while the DW and her friend Christina were off to a ladies' function, Abby and I were just hanging out, and Abby was walking around the pool, as you know she likes to do, with her phone, and then she went in for a while. And then a little while later, she comes in here, and I was working on something, and she says, "Dad, will you help me find my cell phone?" And I said, "I can call it for you." So I called several times, and nothing happened. We looked all over, and she'd been out, and she'd helped me do some outside projects. So we went and scoured everything, and she said, "No, I've had it since then in the house." So we looked all over. We looked in her room. We looked in the drawers. We looked under the bed. We looked in the piles of clothing and all these places everywhere.
In all her tidy bedroom.
After about a half an hour, I mean, we've been in the refrigerator looking for this thing. We've looked in the freezer. I mean, you know how it is when sometimes you just put something in the refrigerator and you forget about it. I do it all the time. I mean, but anyways, no, I really don't. I used to though. But anyway, so a little while later, she gets upset with me for not looking anymore. And I said, "Honey, I've looked for 30 minutes. It's going to show up when it shows up. I don't know where it is, but I'm not going to keep looking for this thing because you've obviously done something silly with it, and you're going to find it later, and it'll be funny." Well, about an hour later, she comes in and she says, "I found my cell phone." And I said, where was it? And she said, it was in the washing machine.
Oh, right.
She washed her cell phone.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, and she said, so I've got it out. I put it in a bag full of rice, and hopefully it'll be okay. So it's not okay. Yeah, it turns out it's the detergent that breaks down the electronics inside the phone. It's not so much the water.
And, and the spinning, the crashing.
Spinning, and the fact that it had a crack in the back that allowed the water to get in there probably didn't help either.
But she told me that I was wrong on that. The crack wasn't all the way through. But then when I got home, she was mad at me because I made her do her laundry, so it was my fault she washed her phone.
Of course it's your fault. It's never their fault, is it?
It's always our fault.
You made me do it.
It's never his fault. It's always my fault.
Well, that just goes without saying. Absolutely. I don't have a problem with any of this. Anyway, so let's call it a night. This has been fun.
It's been wonderful. I just wanted to tell you that Lynn, who is in the good old Blighty in England, not in England, in Britain, they only do blood work regularly in the UK if you have an illness or on medication. So as I've always been healthy, nobody's ever drawn my blood to do numbers.
But what's interesting to me, and we've talked about this before, is you've never had a set of routine labs like with a physical just to make sure everything's okay. You don't know. So there are a lot of things that we find, especially with the dietary proclivity of most Americans, is that we subsist on a super high cholesterol, high animal product diet, and we need to find out as soon as possible if we need to put somebody on lipid-lowering agents, if we need to put them on agents for kidney-damaging elevated uric acid levels, for example, and so on and so forth, if their iron is low. Some people have super low vitamin D levels, and they can be developing weak bones and have skin issues that they're not even aware of. So, again, it just surprised me. It's just so different. I'm not saying it's better or worse. I'm just saying it's different.
But I really want.
Somebody else mentioned also that that your records could be faxed to you. I'm sure that's probably true, but I think you'd be hard pressed to find a clinic or hospital that would be willing to pay for an international fax. I doubt they would be willing to do that.
I think we just. I did get sent some link which I couldn't work from Dr. Patel. And then just like life went on. Have another look, and I think that was sent to me the day that we went in there, that Friday. But
you have to turn off your MI3 filter. So since you're an international spy, you may have forgotten to disable one of your filters.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
I think what I'm going to do is we've got a doctor's practice called Doctor Now, which is like you can ring them up any time, and they are doctors. It's private. You have to pay to go there, and find out how much it would cost to have, I don't know, full blood works. Is that what it's called?
I would ask for a routine set of labs, and I think they'll know what you're talking about. And if they say, is there anything in particular, I would say, you want to know what your cholesterol is? You want to have your thyroid checked. You'd like to have your iron level checked. You want to have your kidney function and your liver function checked both, and your uric acid level as well. And if I didn't say vitamin D, get your vitamin D. That grouping there, I would say, would be a fairly good start. Right. And if that all looked okay, if your electrolytes are all right, and of course a diabetes test, that should be in there too. But I don't think you have diabetes. But
no, I don't think so.
I would make sure that if you had all of that done and everything looked good, then I wouldn't worry about it for another 5 years.
Yeah, I just wanted to, because I wanted to do the mushroom thing and see the difference, but I don't know what any of mine are, so I can't play. I'm like the FOMO queen. But yes, I will. That's what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to do that. So tomorrow I'm going to come out with a different hair colour.
All right.
I'm going to post up thyroid check in the UK is only the TFT. PHI. I don't know what PHI is.
Well, it's TSH, I think, is what they're talking about. But I have to also say that I do know that different terminology is used in UK for the same thing that we. So TSH may be your TFT. I don't know.
Yeah.
But they're T3, T4, and reuptake, and the TSH. Here are about 5 of them we look at for a decent thyroid panel.
Right.
Anyway, I'm going to say goodnight. I'm going to go out, and actually there is they're having a sale on some plants right now down at the Lowe's. So we're already seeing some stuff coming in that we might be able to get in the ground soon, and I'll be looking for the vegan cheese plant to see if I can get some of those started early this year.
Yes, and be sure to video planting them and the full growth, how you prune them. I want to see the little baby blocks of cheese hanging off them.
And they're so cute when they
come in like that. And the little bees pollinating them.
The little blocks they're really a delicacy. If you can get the baby blocks, you're so bad. You got me. You got me. All right. Well, good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. We'll see you on Wednesday.
Lots
of
at 2
love.
o'clock Texas time. Be
8
there.
8 p.m. UK time. Bye.
All right, bye.